Hello everybody, welcome to North of Blue's Market Overview. Today we're going to be taking a look at some key indexes. Real quickly, I just want to go over something. If you see this yellow bar down in the right hand corner, it means one of two things. About 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. this yellow bar will arrive, and you'll see this plus 0.00. Simply on this, click plus 1 day, and it will revert back to a blue bar. It's just something that information is moving into North of the Blue, and so it's compiling that and creates a false day. The other thing is what yellow bar means. It means that the day could be simply no movement at all. So December 2nd on Friday, as you can see, it's plus 0.00, so this didn't move at all for that day. So those are the two things yellow bars can mean. So I just want to simply say hit plus 1 day if you're not sure, and it will revert back to a blue or red bar down here. So today overall volume was very low, 35%. We had a small gain of 11 cents. Trend is starting to flatten out, same with the channel. And the interesting part here on the power lines, we can see that the power lines are coming together right at the 85, and the 85% is a implied resistance point or support line, and that's why we have the early exit rule, which states when the power lines drop through the 85 line, it's a signal to exit the market. So it also has to breach that 85% line. As we can see, back in October, we had a rough time here actually getting through that 85% line. That trend just wasn't sure if it was going to hold, and we can click on support and see what's happening here. So we have this very large resistance up above in the 65 range. So hopefully the market can get there, but I think it's just kind of waiting to see what's going to happen to the European Union right now. They're going to make a decision on Friday to whether or not to bail out their banks, and they're actually asking America to co-sign on a loan from China. So really interesting there as well. So it all ties into our markets. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the Dow Jones DIA. And as you can see, we have just hit this very large resistance line. Again, we're going to hit that plus 1 day. As you can see, that channel in there has this thin little black line as a channel, which represents the close, is right in that resistance line. Both of the power lines have breached 85%. We've up 44 cents today. You can look at the bars, and you can see that we peaked through today, but couldn't quite close above all of this resistance. So we are sitting right here, going to see if it takes turn, drops down, or actually moves above. So that's what we're waiting on with the Dow Jones. And again, we actually sent out a newsletter November 30th saying that a lot of these were about to move into entry zone, and we actually sent out one November 28th as well. So moving on to S&P 500, you can see again that these power lines are moving together. Not quite there yet. This is more like IYY, as there is an implied resistance right here. Hasn't made it quite up to the green resistance up here in the trend. So it's just kind of stagnant right now, especially with only a 4-cent gain and a volume of 79%. And then on to the NASDAQ. We can see that the power lines have really flattened out right here. Volume at 85%, negative 16 cents today. But the resistance lines, have been a lot lower than the other resistance lines in comparison to the blue moving average. There's only about a $1.20 gain to be had from the blue moving average to these very large resistance lines. And as we can see, it's not breaking through. So that was one of my fears, that when this did go north of the blue, that we weren't going to see a lot of upside. And as we can see, in October, we had this very large up and down play with the NASDAQ. Just couldn't decide where to go. Couldn't get through all of this resistance. And it looks like that may be in hand right now until something is decided with the European Union. So let's go ahead and take a look at what the dollar is doing. And interestingly enough, that today the dollar, actually this week the dollar kind of bounced off the blue moving average and is moving up just a little bit. Power lines are backwards though, so I'm not sure how long this is going to stay here, if it's going to move down or up. So we're just kind of watching this. And in turn we're going to take a look at the EUO, which is the euro, and this is actually shorting the euro, so when this is going up, the euro is going down. So as you can see, the euro lost a little bit today, so that's fine. And we're going to take a look at bonds, or actually this is the treasuries for 20 years, and as we can see here, it's sitting right on the blue moving average and right on these support lines. So bonds are actually, power lines are taking a little shift here. Volume is down a little bit, upward price strength is staying about the same, as you can see for the last 5 days it looks like. So for the last week, trading week, the upward movement price hasn't changed a lot. As you can see that right here with the trend, and down here with this, it's staying flat. So this, looking at this, might mean we could see a little market shift in the downward side right now. And then we're going to go look at silver, SLV. Interesting with silver, yesterday down, today it's up. It's just doing the same old thing. Click on bars, we can see that very large gain today, the low of 30.75, high of 31.93. And so we've been just having this $32 breakout that it cannot get past this support line right here, which is acting as a resistance line right now. So as you can see, it's struggling right here. And then we're going to go take a look at gold, which today was down and finally ended up. We have just massive resistance line right here with the blue moving average. So looking at the bars, came all the way down, hit that blue moving average on the spot, then closed above it today. So gold was on a roller coaster today. And we're just going to take a look at GLD, just for the bigger one, kind of look the same thing right there too. So gold is holding strong at that support line as of now, but that could change overnight, as we all know it. And I keep forgetting to put this one in, but I want to try to get more copper in here, because this copper is really volatile too. But out of those three metals, this is the one that made the biggest move, down from about, let's see here, went north of the blue. It was sitting at the blue moving average too, and November 29th. So looking at last Monday or Tuesday, if you so happen to get into it as it was moving across the blue moving average, 43.77 to today, 46.11. So I had a $3 gain, and that's if you happen to get into it as it was moving above the blue moving average, because you see that large gap up there. So there is copper for you as well. And then I want to take a look at the big tech giant Apple. And I want to show you Apple because Apple was doing great. I actually did a personal trade through this as it broke through the support line right here at 380. That was roughly what we entered it at. Because these power lines moved up, I have noticed when the power lines come together in Apple, that is the time to enter. And just sold out of it yesterday just because those power lines begin to split. And as you can see, power lines begin to split, and that trend turns around. And did I make the right decision? I don't know. But we made a profit on it, so that's what matters in these times of uncertainty, is making a profit and not losing money. So power lines did a switch. You see today is a negative $2.06 move right now, and the trend is starting to go down with another support resistance line that was created yesterday because it's closed above the blue moving average. So looking at Apple, saying it's time that it looks like the whole market is just kind of going flat right now. Uncertainty, maybe Friday it will have massive gains or losses depending on the move of the dollar versus the euro and whatever Europe decides to do. So really, I think that's what news is holding the market hostage at this moment. Any opinions, news, articles that you find interesting to read, that you'd like to share out with the world, please send them to ryan@northofblue.com. And tonight, I apologize for sending this out raw. I just wanted to get this out to you as fast as possible. So thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next time.